Welcome to the Epic Gaming Night Podcast, a podcast about the stories and relationships board games create. I'm your host, Roy Canny, and with me as always is Matt.
Hello.
And Robert Newman.
Hello. Hello?
How's it going, guys? How's it going?
Podcast hype.
Podcast.
What?
We
Super
are-
quick and random question. Matt, did I see Architects of the West Kingdom behind you? Did I see that?
Matt's not even answering. He's just ignoring you now.
I'm sorry, my speakers are dying.
Oh, nice.
Was that Architects of the West Kingdom behind you?
No.
Man, I was hoping you had it. Ambi's in chat? Oh my goodness. Ambi.
I'm gonna see you in this weekend.
What is going on with chat? We already have Trevor, Darth, Kent, and Ambi. We haven't seen Ambi in forever.
I know, right?
Man. And she just played her first 18xx game of the year. Get out of town. Trevor just purchased that. All right, I may have to play that with you, Trevor.
You had to add that caveat of the year. I was like, wait, what? Are you oh, okay, of the year. Okay.
I did
Yeah,
this
no,
thing.
of the year.
What?
It's good to see everybody.
Nice. Yeah, the holidays were rough. So
Yes, they were.
in more than one way. Like everybody was just crazy. But
Yeah.
good times. Well, I'm stoked to be doing the podcast tonight.
Roy, where are you for those that are tuning in for the first
Are we
time?
gonna do this every week?
Until I get used to it, you being gone.
Oh yeah, I am in Homestead, Florida.
Traitor.
I
Flippin' traitor.
literally edited 10 reviews today of the one and only Tom Vassell of the Dice Tower.
What's that, like your full-time job now? Get out of here.
Yes, for my full-time job. But yeah, it was a pretty full day. It was pretty fun. But it's definitely interesting, editing all the different stuff and getting to see it. I skimmed through the video, so I don't know all of it, but I know Tom's opinion on all these games, so it's pretty cool. And I used to do Adobe Premiere Pro, and now I do Final Cut. And Final Cut is it's an Apple product, so it's super simplified and user friendly, you know. So it's man, this is easy. So, but I'm having fun. I'm excited, and I'm gonna be going on the cruise this weekend, so I'm super excited about that too. I don't want to brag too much though.
That's awesome.
Rob just
you get
signed
to
out.
go. No, I didn't sign out. I'm sorry. I'm talking. I'm chatting. Man, yeah, you get to go on a cruise. Well, you know what I get to do? I get to work. So I think I win.
Hey man, same.
I think I win.
I'm working too. No, I'm just kidding. If that's what you want to call it. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Well, so you know what? Where I'm working, there aren't sharks and megalodons.
Oh yeah, true story.
So I'm trying to make it good, but I can't. You're going on a cruise. That's awesome.
Yeah, me and Heather went and explored South Beach this weekend.
Yeah.
See what's
Where?
over there.
What was that?
It was interesting. It's definitely more of a a date location as opposed to a take your family location, because there's tons of shops to walk to and tons of interesting stuff to look at. It's basically a mall on the beach, or a giant strip on the beach where there's just all sorts of restaurants and all sorts of crazy stuff. But with two toddlers, it's they got tired very quickly, especially after we played in the sun for a while. They're like, "Hey, Mommy and Daddy, we don't want to walk anymore," and we're like, "We want to explore."
Yeah.
But
Well,
it
also-
was fun.
Were you guys walking in sand? Because that's
Well, no,
Tech-
the beach is there, but then right off the beach, where a lot of places would have okay, there's a bunch of beach houses or whatever. Oh, you can go to these beach houses. Here, it's just no, there's just shops and stores all along right next to the beach, which is pretty cool and pretty interesting. And we walked to this whole mall area where it's just a bunch of places you can buy stuff and all sorts of stuff. Sam says it's the tourist trap area, which is probably right. But
yeah, but that was your first time there, so go enjoy it.
yeah.
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 But yeah, everybody gave us tips of other beaches you can go that you don't have to pay a ton of money to park, and is more good for the family because you can get in there for free. So
Sweet.
good
Yeah,
times.
that
But
is
yeah.
amazing.
Awesome, guys. Well, I guess we can talk about some board games and stuff.
Yeah, I guess. Hey, real quick, you don't have to lie, but how is it working for Dice Tower now? It's
It's
great.
it's pretty fun. It's kind of interesting to like. I like all their live stuff and stuff they do, and
Yeah.
it's kind of messed up. Like I was helping the. I was basically like overseeing, not overseeing, but just like there when they were doing their Q&A, Z and Sam. And I was like trying not to laugh, and Sam kept looking over at me. Like different things would happen, and Sam would look over at me and be like, "Oh, Roy's over there," and like people in chat would be like, "Oh my goodness, Roy!" And it was just kind of.
I'll have to watch it now.
But like there were times where he'd be like, "Oh yeah, I played that with Roy" and all that stuff, and so it was kind of funny. And they were talking about people asked him about the Zaya expansion, and they're like, "Oh, we haven't played, we don't know." And I'm just like, "It's good, it's awesome." They hate Zaya, but I really like Zaya. Rob's in the same boat, so
I don't hate it. I'd rather play Western Legends.
yeah, yeah.
In the times I have played Zaya, I have been like, I'd be doing really good, and then all of a sudden, for some reason, people just want to come blow me up, and that's fine. That's part of the game. You get to blow people up, but the waiting, the downtime, and all that other kind of stuff.
Literally, I
Oh.
literally one person ruined that experience for you, and I pretty much believe that that's the case, and I feel really terrible.
No, but
that
the next time we played, similar situation. And I don't know if somebody blew me up or I got sucked into a star or something, but I was just like, all right, it's going to be another 45 minutes before
And
it
what
gets to my
happened in
turn.
Western Legends? You waited for a while to get to your turn, then everybody sicked the sheriff on you. It's a
Yeah, but it
Yeah,
wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
Except for he didn't die and then lose an entire round's worth of a turn while his ship respawned.
Yeah. And I didn't die.
you
I
know-
punked
you
that
know-
sheriff. I punked that sheriff 3 times.
You know they
Did-
changed
did-
that in the expansion, though, right?
Wasn't sure.
Yeah, that's why I said when people asked, I was like, the Zaya expansion fixes the game in multiple ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I don't know, man. I'm excited. Speaking of Western Legends expansion, it comes out, the Kickstarter comes out, I think, in 2 days. It's on the 10th, either the 10th or the 11th. But I am super excited. It comes with an additional part of the board, and now you can take a train to this other part of the board, and as you're on the train, you can either rob it, or you can just like use it for transportation. And they also now have like a poker legend thing, so it makes people want to play more poker, so you can get more points, and they add more characters and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, man, Western Legends is quickly becoming like, it's definitely right now a top 20 game of all time for me.
Yeah.
Like I've enjoyed it that much every time I've played it.
and Colossal Games is coming to the studio on Thursday, and
Shut up. Nobody cares.
I won't get to actually see it. I won't get to play, but I'll be
Aw.
in the presence. So it'll be interesting.
You get to see the expansion.
No, I mean literally, they're coming to show off the expansion on.
That's what I'm saying. You get to see it.
That's the reason that they're coming.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Rob's like, I hate you, Roy. It's fine.
No, I don't hate you. I'm so happy for you. Good job. No, I am happy for you. But anyway, yeah, that's a good game.
Awesome.
I have
that's
not
being-
played anything though.
Oh, you haven't played anything?
Man, I have been swamped with work, and I tried to play something over the weekend, but I couldn't get it going. I was actually going to play Zombicide Black Plague. I was like, let me try to see if I can get this going, get the dragons out, and the
Yeah,
trebuchet and the ballista, and it didn't work. So
You just didn't have time for it.
stuff came up and I wasn't able to get it done, and so but I'm hoping to play that game. Hoping to play that game soon.
Definitely take pictures. 'Cause it
Yes,
looks
sir.
Awesome.
Now giving us orders.
No,
Take-
I just want to see the pictures of the giant dragons towering over stuff. So,
Bro, I think if I play though, I'm gonna play with the giant
oh yeah.
because that's one of your
yeah.
characters. I just want to see like how it looks. But then I was watching like videos today. I forgot I have Zombicide Invader coming in, and Zombicide Invader. One of the things I didn't realize, it completely changes the way zombies spawn and the way doors work. Because remember in Zombicide, when you go into a room, you then spawn zombies for every single room, and Invader does it all differently. And so I'm like very excited to see how that works. But anyway, I think we're going to talk about some of that stuff in our show today. Things that we're excited about or anticipating. So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
boom. Did you guys play anything?
I got to play a little bit of stuff. It was one of the day. I think it was. Goodness, I don't even remember. So the other day, one of the days, the other day, I went out to Cool Stuff in Kendall, which is a little bit north of here, and me and Derek went and met up with another guy from the game group, and I played a few games of Keyforge with Derek. I really enjoy Keyforge, so we just switched up decks back and forth and played. It was cool to get to play the game more and see like more of the strategies and stuff going on. I still really enjoy it. But we also played, I don't know if you guys have played this game or seen it yet, Space Base. It's basically like, it's a very interesting game. It's like a family weight game that's very similar to like Machi Koro, where each turn people are going to be rolling dice. And on your turn, you roll the dice and you have a grid of like all the numbers in between 1 and 12. And there's little spaceships on your little board. And majority of them will, like, if you roll a 2, it's interesting because, like, when you roll the dice, you can either A, take the combination of both the dice. Say you rolled a 2 and a 3. You could take the combination, which would be 5. So then you could trigger whatever's in your little 5 slot there. Or you could take the 2 and the 3 separately and trigger what's in your 2 slot and your 3 slot. So it's kind of interesting. And then as you build onto your ship, because you can change out what happens. And normally you're, like, just getting more gold or more money or whatever that allows you to buy more cards that are out in this row. But as you get stuff, you're going to be turning those cards into cards that are flipped over upside down under your board that trigger on your opponent's turns. So when they roll the dice, if they roll ones that you have already flipped those cards, then you'll be able to gain like the money off of that or whatever. So it keeps you active during their turns because you're like, oh, what did you roll? Oh, nice. I got that number here, so I get to gain something because of that. And as the game goes along, you're trying to build it up so you have a bunch of different numbers or have a bunch of the same number so that way whenever that gets rolled, you get a ton of stuff on your opponent's turn. And the entire point of the game is to get all the way to 50 points. There are also point cards you can buy with a whole bunch of money. And there's like one of like a bunch of different values that get expensive. But once you buy those, they go onto your board. And then whenever you roll that number, you no longer get anything. So it locks it down. It's like a very simple family dice rolling game. Family weight like Euro dice rolling game where you're just getting points and getting money and rolling dice and trying to like buy different things that are going to get cool abilities. There's some interesting stuff that are like special abilities that'll like do different things and mix things up. But yeah, it's a really simple really simple game that's called Space Base. It was fun. I mean, you know, for what it is.
Yeah.
You know.
I think Matt, I think you might really enjoy this game just because like the weight of what it is. I don't. Have you played Machi Koro before or?
No, I don't. I bought it because it was on clearance for $8. But it's just sitting in my closet.
Same thing happened to my copy of Machi Koro. I never really played it much. Or didn't actually play it. But it's very much like that. Like you roll 2 dice and you're rolling dice trying to trigger like different things on your tableau. But this is like you have a space base with a whole bunch of different ships and you're trying to upgrade those ships as you go along. But yeah, it's a cute little game. Woo!
That sounds good.
Yeah, I mean it's fun. But yeah, good times. Everybody in chat's talking about culling board games. I culled like more than half of my collection when I had to move. And it actually made me pretty sad because I got rid of some really great games. I sold some games too, which is good. Because you gotta pay money to drive across the country. But, or drive south, not across. Drive down the country? I don't know how to describe that. I drove to the equator, guys. It is summer here. It is literally summer every day.
Hey, man, it was 65 today.
Oh, yeah?
I was about to roll my windows down. I was like, whoa, what is this? It's going to snow this weekend. But right now, celebrate the sun while it's out.
We stopped at a rest stop halfway down to Florida, and we're like, yo, it is no longer winter. And me and Scotty took off our jackets, and I have not put a jacket back on since. And, like, there's no need to. Like, It's going to be interesting when summer rolls around and it's like, we're living on the surface of the sun. But
yeah, man, you
right now
outside
it's pretty good. Right now I'm just like, I'm going to spend lots of time outdoors when I can because this is like the best time of year here probably. So. Good.
Well, it's cold and we're dying up here and you left us.
Listen, you guys are the Night's Watch, and you gotta like hold off the winter, and I'll just stay down here as a sweet summer child, and it'll be okay. I'm down here in King's Landing. You guys are in Night's Watch. It's okay. Just hold off the White Walkers.
Bro, if that were the case, I'd be very upset.
You don't want to be. You don't want to be on the wall.
I don't want to be on the wall.
Listen, man, you're the front line of defense.
Yeah, no.
No.
Yeah,
not
no.
your calling.
I don't feel like it is. You know, but anyway. I don't know. Would you want to be on the wall?
I mean, want?
Hold on one second.
Okay.
Being there is fine. The oaths you have to take to be part of the Night's Watch would be pretty lame, I think. But yeah. Good time.
I had to mute my camera. My leg's cramping right now. I can't talk. Y'all talk.
Rob's dying.
Just hit me. I'll join the wall. I swear. I'll join the wall.
Hey man, apparently potassium helps with that.
I know, and I think dehydration makes it bad too.
Oh yeah.
I hate.
I'm just gonna do podcasts like this.
How did this happen? You guys switch spots now.
I love it because on my screen, Rob switched places with you too, and that's great.
I'm hurting, guys. I'm hurting so bad.
Fine.
My leg.
Look, everybody confuses Rob for you. I don't get confused for anyone.
Nobody confuses.
Nobody finds me.
Nobody confuses Rob.
We don't even need name tags.
Nobody knows who Rob is. They're all when they all text me, they're like, "Oh, Roy."
Lies.
Ay.
Yeah, I've gotten cramps before, and it's been like bad. Like I'll be like sleeping, and you know, like you.
Oh, those are the worst.
You're stretching your leg out, and you're like, if I stretch my leg out any further, I'm gonna get a cramp, and you just know it, and you're just like, no, don't let it happen. I'm sorry, man. Chat's asking when I'm gonna start playing Warhammer. I played Warhammer a lot. Not a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, I painted Warhammer a lot. and dreamed about playing, and I built a bunch of lists, and then I actually played the game, and the local community at the time, this was back in the day, I feel like the Warhammer community hopefully has gotten better, but back in the day, it was like in the heyday of Games Workshop being the worst, which they've done a complete 180 on, but the community was not so great back in the day, and I was just like, why am I spending all this time to play this game with these people? I don't know. It was kind of interesting. I'm sure there's great communities out there and tons of awesome people, but at the time, there were not. I am interested in learning how to play Kill Team, which is like the version of Warhammer that's like a lot smaller. I have all these miniatures games that I want to play that I'll probably never play, but it's fine. Unless Sam plays them with me. Sam, where are you at? No, I'm just kidding. But I
need to come down there and beat Sam at a Song of Ice and Fire.
He'll play it with you.
Man, is he a fan? Like, cause I
think he likes it. He's got a bunch that he needs to paint too. I mean, literally, there's a table right, like to the right hand side of my desk, and it's just got Song of Ice and Fire stuff all over it that Sam's trying to paint.
Man, there's so much I have to do. There's so many games I have to or I want to play. Yeah. Woo!
But yeah, I mean, I like Warhammer. I like the idea of it. It's just so expensive.
I'm over Warhammer.
Yeah, it's a little bit.
I'd rather have like Ice and Fire or other mini games like the Joan of Arc that's coming out and other stuff like that.
Other elements added in there that make it a little bit more interesting, like the card play and the intrigue and stuff.
Yeah. Boom. This is great. So
Matt, do you have anything, or should we just jump into the topic?
I didn't play any games, but 'tis the season for AGDQ. So if you guys like watching games done really fast, check that out because it's for charity.
Oh yeah.
Boom.
And,
And there's some awesome speed runs.
dude, it's ludicrous. Somebody was running Jack 3. It was like 45 minutes of just memes. I don't think I've laughed so hard all week. It was great.
That's awesome.
Oh, it was so good.
Are there any specific games you follow speed runs on, Matt? Like that you're a big fan of? Like, oh man. And you know like the big names of those games, like this is the best speedrunner for that game or whatever.
Yeah. I like watching a lot of the Ocarina of Time runs.
Oh, yeah.
Those are ridiculous because there's like billions of categories, and then they started doing this thing with a randomizer. So if you run an emulator for it, it will just randomize the locations of drops. So you might have to do dungeons out of order and do all sorts of stuff, which is really cool. And then they were like, hey man, let's add net play into this. So now they have multi-world randomizers. So like the three of us could get together and play a randomizer, but I might open a chest and find like your hookshot real quick, or find like Rob's just a rupee or something. And it's like, I don't know, it's just super fun to watch.
Nice.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed watching Dragon Warrior? Dragon Warrior is like a super old game that I used to love. Like it's like an old school NES turn-based RPG. But the speedrunners realize that the randomizer in the game is like timed off of like how many steps you take and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
So they can actually time like critical hits in the game and be able to do things specifically. They're like, if I do the randomizer at the right time, mobs won't spawn. So they'll like walk, pause for a second, then like walk, and then like when they're fighting enemies, they'll be like, okay. So if they just hit like the B button, it'll like, instead of selecting an action, it'll just be like command. It'll just say, oh, command, because like you didn't select an action. It'll just be like command. And they just like do that a certain number of times so that they know exactly that they're going to get a critical hit. And they're like, if you do this perfectly at the right time, you can get here and you can fight this guy and get a ton of gold and then run over here and buy this thing. It's just like everything's perfectly timed out. And then they're walking through all these like dungeons that you'd normally like need a torch to light up, but they have like the maze memorized. So they're just like, okay, you go like left, right, down, up, right, left, down, over, up, down. I'm just like, these guys are insane.
It's the level of dedication to this stuff is crazy. Like there was a guy a couple of years ago who was playing Punch-Out, the original Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, which is notoriously hard, and he was just playing it blindfolded.
That's
and
awesome.
Then he got to Mike Tyson, and he was like, guys, I don't think I'm going to even be able to hit him, so if I do hit him, that's going to be super cool, but I don't want to let anybody down because technically the game is over. And he hit him, and everybody was cheering, and then he came back next year, and he was like, guys, I've been practicing. I think I can beat Mike Tyson blindfolded. And he did, and it was wild. And I realized I sound like a super nerd with that, but oh my god, this is
that's awesome, man. That's what you're into.
This is like my favorite time of year. It's so good.
I wonder if there's a board game that people could ever like geek out that hard to that one single board game, like the way that these speedrunners do.
Man, what if somebody speedrunned Gloomhaven?
Ooh.
Oh, like try to like play through it as fast as possible.
Just, that could be like in the Guinness World Record books.
I was gonna say, I mean, it'd probably last a week, but
yeah.
If you
here's the thing, my dad, as when he was living in Korea, to help raise money for the school that they were at. You guys know the kid outside game Foursquare with the kickball and you bounce it into the different squares?
Yeah.
They set the Guinness World Record, 26 hours straight. And it made it into like the book and stuff like that. I mean, and it only matters if you make it that 1 year, because then you're in the book as like having it. So it's like, I mean, that'd be kind of cool. Like set the record in November, so when the book comes out in December or January or whatever. December's too quick of a turnaround. But anyway, set it, make the book.
Yeah, man.
Kind of cool.
Oh, something neat that happened this year. I don't know if you guys follow the Arby's Twitter account where they make like cool, like nerdy papercraft stuff for like video.
Yeah, they make such awesome stuff.
Yeah, those people who make that papercraft came in and were here like one day at the GDQ, and we're just making stuff like in between game setups. And they're like, yeah, so anyway, this is a little Metroid. And it was just, I don't know, it was super cool. And they're just hanging out. They're like, yeah, man, so anyway, Arby's. And you're like, okay.
Hey, they have the meats.
Arby's, the fast food restaurant?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You haven't seen that? Like I don't even follow them, but I see people repost their stuff because they make lots of like nerdy stuff out of like the boxes and wrappers and stuff.
Yeah, they hired like an outside sort of consulting firm who runs that Twitter account for them, like the social media account. And there's like 3 people that do the papercraft stuff for them, and they're just like, yeah, so we just sort of, I don't know, make paper things and meme a bit, and it's neat. And I was like, okay.
It is really awesome. Cool.
Yeah, man.
Boom.
Awesome. Well, I guess we'll get into our most anticipated of 2019.
This
is going to be hard.
Sort of. I mean,
there's going to be so much stuff, right? Yeah.
On the upside, I don't know what anything is, so I'm excited for what y'all are going to say, and then I'll generate hype based off of that.
like what? Yeah, what? Hey,
What's coming out this year? That's crazy.
I didn't know that. Oh my God, that's a game.
Yeah.
That's a game.
Awesome. Games.
Love it.
So, first question here is, what games are you most excited for that are coming in 2019? We don't have to skip too much about the second question, but you know.
My first one, I got it in 2019. But it officially on Board Game Geek says a 2018 release. But I got it in 2019 because my Kickstarter arrived. And my first one, I'm going to have to say, is Nemesis.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
The more and more I see of Nemesis, the more and more I am jonesing to play that game. Like, I'm really, really, really wanting to play Nemesis. I even watched Tom's review of it. And I love how you're trying to fix your spaceship so you can go home, but there may be aliens that try to eat your face at the same time. And what are you going to do? So it's not like you're just fighting the aliens. Like, you're also trying to like do this spaceship stuff. And so I agree with Tom. It looks like Aliens, the board game, just with a different title. It's just called Nemesis.
Yeah.
But that to me is the first game I wrote down. As soon as I saw that question, I was like, Nemesis. And it really makes me upset because I'm really upset right now with Awakened Realms. And I don't want to like them right now. But this game just looks so good, I may have to forgive them.
It's funny because Tom keeps talking about how Awakened Realms is like stealing the Kickstarter spotlight from CMON.
They had a huge year.
Yeah. And
they did.
I'm like, Rob just wants his game.
I just want my game, man. That's it. I just want my game. It was supposed to come in 2017. That's my first game. Anyway, how about you guys?
Nice.
We're gonna do like one at a time. Do you want us to list off a couple?
We can do one at a time. One of the ones I'm really anticipating or super excited for is the game from our friend Emerson Matsushi. Oh my goodness, why is Metal Gear Solid? I'm super excited.
Yeah, I have that on my list as well.
Definitely want to check that game out.
Is that actually supposed to come out this year?
I think
yeah.
So. I mean, they announced it.
Man, that's
yeah,
crazy.
no, it's supposed to come out 2019.
I mean, I'm sure it'll be later in the year. But
I think I'm just like video game timelines where it's like, all right, well, this will be out sometime before you're 30.
Yeah,
normally, like, oh, okay, cool.
They announce stuff and then like it'll be out like later that year. I mean, it'll normally be within a year. But it's IDW, and I mean, IDW's made some interesting games, but I mean, in my book, Emerson hasn't missed. So I'm really excited to see what he's done with a fully cooperative Metal Gear Solid game. It seems super exciting and interesting to me. And I know, like, even when he created Spectre Ops, like, it was like his version of a Metal Gear Solid game, but of course they didn't have that kind of IP. So I know he's a huge fan of it, and I'm really excited to see what he's done, especially since I've been talking to Emerson a lot, and he's like, I've made a bunch of like these abstract strategy games and things like that. It's like, I really want to go back to something like more thematic, and I'm really excited to see what he can do with a thematic game, especially a theme that he's like super big on. So
he loves that IP.
Oh yeah, he loves it too. And I was like, it just needs a sound effect when you open the box. It just goes or whatever that noise is, like when the exclamation point pops up over your head. Like it needs to have that, right?
Oh, God, that'd be so cool. Or if it just comes with like one of those old, you remember the Staples buttons that they would just sell blank ones of that you could just load whatever into?
Yes,
You just have a button that you press, it's like, yeah. You're like, yeah.
I mean, the cost of that couldn't be too bad. It's just like
It's not.
literally just have a button that you can press when
Yeah.
like, the bad guy spots you. If the bad
if it
guy
doesn't
spots
come
you,
with
in the
something like
rules it
that-
says you have to press the button if the bad guy spots you. That's
If
awesome.
it doesn't include that button, I'll buy one. It's simple.
And I don't know, I just like games where you're like sneaking around.
yeah.
The thought of like AI bad guys trying to find you and then everybody trying to hide from the AI bad guys seems really cool to me. I don't know. So, good times.
Well, I also like that, and everybody's on the same team too.
Oh yes,
Like I'm interested to see that. Like
yeah, it'll
We're
be
all
interesting to
on the
see
same
because
team.
it's not a one versus many. It's supposed to be cooperative, right? So
yeah,
that'll be crazy.
so cool beans.
Yeah.
Cool beans.
How about you, Matt?
A game I'm kind of excited for, which is a departure from our usual style, is it's called Hokkaido.
Oh,
It's
nice.
the successor or sequel to Hokkaido. I think. No, Honshu. I don't know. I
Yes.
can't remember. My brain is fried this week. But yeah, it's just a simple little Thailand game, trying to build a village.
I
I just love it so
literally-
much.
I literally cut Tom's review for that video just the other day.
Okay.
So it's kind of interesting because now, like, when people mention games, I'll be like, "Oh yeah, I saw that game. Cool."
I was like, oh yeah, 6 out of 10. Just in the back of his.
Exactly. It's like, "Oh yeah, I know that game's good. It's supposed to be good. Cool." So nice.
Yeah.
Okay, Rob. I know you're. dying to
New
tell us
game that I'm
all the
excited
games.
for that's going to be launching. I believe it might come out on Kickstarter. It may not come out on Kickstarter, but it is supposed to be coming out this year by Gray Fox Games, and that is War of the Worlds New Wave.
Oh, I just watched the video for that.
That looks really cool to me. I'm pretty pumped for it. I also like how it's set in the World War I era, where it's not modern day type of a thing, and so it's one of those games. It's one of those things where I'm just like I'm really jonesing, not jonesing. I'm really excited to get that to see what it looks like. I really like Gray Fox Games. They do a good job. They make good games, and this one comes with plastic minis, and so. Anyway, just looks cool. So that's another one that I'm anticipating and keeping my eye out for. I'll also say on this list, I did not include any expansions. So, because then the list would have been super long.
Another one that I'm really excited to try out, and I know it's going to be a little bit more Euro-y than its predecessor, but Reavers of Midgard.
Yeah.
I mean, we really love Champions of Midgard, and Reavers of Midgard is supposed to be like the next step of that, and I'm really interested to see what they've done. And I just love the way that they make these games look with like the artwork and like the lore and mythology of like the Vikings and stuff like that are in these games. So I'm really interested to see what's up with Reavers of Midgard. And Gray Fox Games makes pretty good games, and we're a fan of those, so I don't think they'll steer us wrong. Yeah.
I have that on my list as well.
Nice.
Yeah. All right, Matt.
Yeah, man. I'm definitely thinking.
Okay.
Like, no, yeah, I got it. It's just the one.
Oh yeah, man. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I can't think of anything because
All
I
right.
don't keep up with the announcements. So I have some Kickstarter
Yeah.
stuff, but that's the next question.
Yeah.
Right.
So I don't.
All right. I will. I'll go next one that I am excited for, which it may go to Kickstarter, it may not, because now they're doing games where they're not always going to Kickstarter, and that is Night of the Living Dead by Simon. They're going to have like a zombie side twist to it. I don't know a lot about it, but I'm excited because I'm hoping this one is more campaign driven, where that actually comes with a story, and you and your survivors are trying to go through. Like, that's the one thing that I'm kind of lacking from Zombicide, even though I love it. I wish there was like a cool, like dedicated campaign that the game came with, And so that's what I'm hoping for and anticipating with that IP. Did you get it, Matt? Did you get it? Were you?
Oh no, there's something on my screen.
Oh.
But it actually wasn't on my screen. It was just Adam put an eye in the middle of his dude. So I definitely thought I was like had a dead pixel, and I was like, "What is that?" And then I was like, "Oh no, just an eye in the middle of that."
Yeah.
Nice. Well, Rob, do you have more stuff that's not Kickstarter, or should we just go ahead into this Kickstarter stuff? Because I'm sure we have tons of that.
Yeah, we can go ahead and go on.
Nice. Well, yeah, the next question we have are there any Kickstarters that we're excited about coming in 2019?
So, are you saying games that we ordered in 2018 that'll be coming in, or that'll be launching in 2019?
Both, just Kickstarter in general, as opposed to other games.
Okay.
I'm really excited about a game that I've got coming in, Batman Gotham City Chronicles of Crime.
Yes.
Gotham City Chronicles. It doesn't have of crime. That's a completely different game. Everybody's like, wait, he just messed it up there. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I know it's going to be very much like Conan. I'm just hoping that the scenarios and stuff are like super solid in this one as opposed to Conan. And I feel like that was the main complaint from Conan, so I feel like they're going to do a great job with this game. And the fact that they just have so many Batman villains that it's just ridiculous, and so many heroes you can play. I'm really excited. I definitely hope that they don't have the same issues where it's like, and I've heard from a lot of people that have played the game said like, oh, Batman is not like the only character you can play. You know, all the characters are equally like good and balanced, as opposed to like with Conan, it's like, if you were Conan, you love that game. If you were anybody else, you were just sitting back, just watching Conan do the stuff. But yeah, I'm super excited. And you know, it'll be cool to have a good, like, interesting DC game, and if Batman's gonna be it, that seems like it'd be a good one to do it with. So, hype.
Yeah.
Hype. Kickstarter that I'm excited coming in 2019 is Time of Legends: Joan of Arc. Super excited for this just because I've got a dragon coming with over a meter wingspan.
Yeah.
I just think that's gonna be cool. And also I've got like close to I know it's well over 800 minis coming. I mean, I've got a 6-sided castle and a whole village coming. There was a whole pack that came that's just farm animals. I've got a whole box coming of just farm animals. Like, I literally can make my own world.
That's insane.
I'm super excited for that.
What was the model count?
I think in the package that I got, it's like 880 or something like that.
Yeah. That's insane.
It's kind of ridiculous. I got just about every mini you could get. I didn't back the RPG stuff or some of like the bonus tokens and things like that, because my first thought was, all right, I want this so badly, but where am I going to put all of this? Like, this is so much. I'm just going to get like a plastic tub and just dump it. And I'm not going to do that, but I was just thinking about it. But I may get like shoe boxes for like each army, because there's a French army, there's an English army, and then I believe there's like a Middle Eastern army. I don't know if they're Turkish or Syrian or something, but there's a bunch of armies, and there's an angel army, a demon army, there's werewolves, there's dragons. You can have the apocalypse. The game comes with the Holy Grail. Guys, I found it. It's coming to my house. The Holy Grail is fine. Thanks, Indiana Jones. We don't need you anymore. So I'm just like, I'm super excited for this game.
It's crazy because like the minis are like smaller, but then you put them in contrast with that dragon. It's just like the guys are this big, but the dragon is just like, I mean, normally you see dragons in the games like the guys are big, and then the dragon's like medium size. But no, this is like the guys are tiny, and the dragon is gigantic. Like, the size of that dragon compared to like normal human size is just immense.
Darth, that could almost be true. that could almost be true. Yeah, It's not really under contract. It's just become my new game closet. I like that.
Nice.
But anyway, that's one of my first ones.
Nice. Matt, what about you for Kickstarters?
Oh man. Well, I got a bunch. We'll start with the big one. I'm excited for all the Blood Rage stuff that's coming in.
Oh, yeah.
Did you end up backing it?
Yeah, they just kept adding stuff to it, and I was like, I can't miss this. Like,
And there's new creatures.
that's the only reason.
Did you get the new playmat?
Yeah.
Bro.
I would have backed it at like the lowest pledge level and just been like, cool, I just want some 3D tokens and a playmat, thanks. And then they were like, we're adding new things. And I'm like, well, you got me.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Once they started coming out with like the new stuff,
Yeah.
I was like, okay, because I backed at the digital level, and then they started announcing stuff, and I had to change that to that physical pledge.
Right.
And then I saw the playmat, and I was like, oh snap.
Why did I spend as much on 3 pieces of plastic and a playmat as the game cost? I don't know.
Here's the crazy
I have
thing:
a problem.
I spent more on this Kickstarter than I did the original Blood Rage
It's
Kickstarter.
ludicrous. It's ludicrous. I guess I do get it because they're trying to fund development of a video game, and that's a whole other realm of something else. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I've backed indie video games from like 2 dudes in a closet, and they're just like, "Yo, man, can we get $5,000? We'll give you a product." And it's like, "All right, cool, here you go." But I don't know. Anyway, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be fun.
I'm
So,
beyond pumped.
So I backed for $1 because
Yeah.
I moved down south and I'm trying to be very stringent with my money. But they said the pledge manager is not ending until February.
Yeah.
Yes, it's like
So-
the middle of February, I think, actually.
So hopefully by then I'll be like, okay, we're stable. We've got like an actual place we're living, and we're getting paychecks in. I mean, I can get this right. I can get this.
Yeah.
You know?
Or you could be like,
Or it could be like,
Hey,
Rob,
Gabe.
and just
we just sold the house. Everything's closed. Like, come on.
do you know how many board games I sold? I just need these. I'm not even getting a new board game. I'm just getting.
I'm not even
stuff.
getting. Yeah.
I can go for.
But here's the other thing, though.
I
Like,
need my fit.
here's where it shouldn't bother you as much, right?
Yeah.
The guys you're playing with, one of the people that you play with or will be playing with on the regular
Has a miniature
already
that's
has a
literally
mini
in the game.
game of himself.
I know. That's insane.
So, like, if you don't get it, it's not the end of the world. On the other side of your desk, there will be all of that stuff.
Dude, today Tom came to me, okay, and he had these 3D printed pieces. I don't even know where he gets this stuff. So he had these 3D printed pieces, and he's like, "Roy, do you know what these tokens are for?" And I thought he was joking to me. He's like, "Do you know what what game these come from?" And I'm like, "Yeah, they're replacement. You know the little counters that sit on the locations in Blood Rage? I'm
Yeah.
like, they're replacement. They have all the icons for the different locations in Blood Rage." And he's like, is that what it is? And I'm like, yeah, because there's the one that's worth 5 extra points, and that's Horns, and that's Rage, and that's that. And he's like, oh, I didn't recognize. I'm like, what's wrong with you? It's Blood Rage. I was like, you should have
Hold
asked
on.
Sam. He would have.
There are
slapped
new
you.
tokens for that stuff?
No, it was someone had printed out some 3D printed tokens. I don't know if
Oh.
he either ordered it for himself and forgot,
Ours.
or somebody just sent them to him. But I was just like, what? How do you not know these are Blood Rage? Come on, man. And he's like, oh, I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm like, it's Blood Rage. Come on.
Yeah.
But
It sucks because it's such a good game. And I know, like, there was like a month where I was mad at the game, but after playing it multiple times since and still playing with friends and playing over the holidays, it's so good. I don't know if it will ever leave my top 10. Ever.
I was talking to the Timothy Gay about the expansion, and I was like, man, I really wish they would have just come out with a full expansion, but I'm really stoked that they actually put new content in the game because I didn't think they were going to. So I'm like, we're just gonna take what we can get. And I also said, listen, Simon, if you're out there listening right now, I know your stock's down. You want to fix that? Blood Rage expansion. Like, it's fixed, you know. There you go.
My question is, did the response you get from Tim, was it just like unintelligible screaming? Was he just like, yeah?
I think there
Like
were
the whole
like some like yelling and like pillaging and like yeah, and then like
Yeah.
For Valhalla was thrown out there. You know.
Pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty Tim.
And then he sent me some memes. No, it didn't happen.
Yeah, he did.
But I miss Tim's memes. He had to go underground in the great meme wars. In the great meme wars of Facebookia.
Keep his face. Never mind. Anywho.
He's in exile now, man.
Um,
Good times.
yeah.
So what other Kickstarters are you guys excited about?
All of them. I'm excited about one that
Yeah.
Matt backed.
Which one?
It starts with an E and ends with lips.
Oh yeah, Eclipse second edition. Yeah, that's gonna be good. That was gonna be pretty high. I'm
Yeah.
happy.
I just want to play it with all the upgrades because I mean I like the game, but like they did a lot of stuff to that game, and they had Chad Hovert, who we've had on the podcast before, sculptor, with terrible internet connection.
Yeah.
He did the sculpts and stuff for like the spaceships and stuff like that. The like
Yeah.
the enemy ships and stuff that are going to be added to the game, and the center base thing looks really cool. So I'm excited about that.
Well, we're just gonna play without you.
I have an unhealthy obsession with 4X games. Did I mention that Colossus Games is coming to the studio on Thursday? I mean, maybe.
Yeah,
later.
you know what? Who cares? One of us backed Eclipse, so boom.
I mean, they made it. I mean, they're gonna be there, so it'll be fine. No. Good
Colossus
times.
Games made Eclipse?
Yeah,
But they made this
they're
the new
publishing
edition.
the second edition. Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so they're doing big things, man. So
That's cool. Yay.
yay!
Oh man.
Hey, another Kickstarter I'm excited about coming in is Cthulhu Death May Die.
I was literally looking at it on Board Game Geek, and I'm like, he's gonna say this one. He's gonna say.
I
this
am going to say that one. I am super excited for Cthulhu Death May Die. And I'm even more excited for it now because one of the ways it was recently described to me is imagine Mansions of Madness, but your whole experience is just killing all the monsters. And I'm like, you know what? Sometimes I really just want to do that in Mansions of Madness, but you can't, because of your weapons and stuff you have.
Yep.
So I am very excited for this one to come out. And plus, also, it's got Eric Lang and Rob Davio, two phenomenal designers, and so I just don't see how it could go wrong. So Cthulhu Death May Die.
And me and Matt are both glad you didn't back the giant Cthulhu.
Well, you'll probably have one in your studio soon, and you'll just
No,
have to
they're
like
not getting
freak
that.
out.
They're
Yeah.
actually talking about that on a recent video. They're like, nah, that thing, why would you? Z was saying that if he had one, he would just have it like hold like a plate near his
Yeah.
door that he could throw his keys on. So silly.
I was gonna get
So
just
listen.
the novelty of it, but like, nah, man, it's got all them bumps and junk on the back. I ain't nah.
It literally makes me uncomfortable. Like
Absolutely.
literally. And then I was talking to oh my goodness, why can't I think of his name? Anyway, the guy from Cool Me or Not, and he's like, oh yeah, we did it like that on purpose. Like, oh man, it makes people that have that issue
Yep.
like flip out, like they hate it. And
He's
it's
like,
supposed to make you
that's-
uneasy. And I'm just like, I don't like it. I don't. There's
Yeah.
bugs that are gonna crawl out from under there and crawl on my skin. I'm gonna cry.
Man, I was watching GDQ, and they were playing one of the new Donkey Kongs, and they were doing an underwater level, and they had some coral, and it had some like black spots in it. And I was like, no, hard pass. I'm gonna come back when the water level's done.
Wow.
I was like, mm-mm.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I don't know why. I was just looking at it, and they had 3 screens of it up at once, and I was like, no, this is too much. It's too much. I can't deal with this. I was just like,
That has
I don't like
me even more
it.
excited for this thing.
Ugh,
Um,
God.
I don't know, a game that actually like freaks you out, right? And it's not the game, but it's like part of the game. Like, I don't know. I'm now even more excited. However, I did not back that huge monster thing. There's no way I was going to spend $230 on just
and they're like, with each purchase, however late you get into the thing, it's just going to be that much longer for it to come out. So like that thing would come out like forever
Oh.
from now, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, if you were super hardcore and you were like one of the first people and click the button, maybe it'd be worth it. But like after so many people click that button, it was just like it's going to be like years before you get it. So
Yeah.
good
Anyway,
times.
we'll see. We will see.
For me, I'm super excited to get the silly little game, Trogdor, the game of Burn a Nation, because I love Strong Bad, and I keep getting updates about it. And these guys like have their Kickstarter. They do like all sorts of like little like sketches and videos for it, and like are just talking the game up. Even though the Kickstarter is over, like they're still like posting all sorts of different stuff about the game and like the progress of it. And I think they're doing a really great job being a company that like is known for making like flash internet videos, you know, back in the day. They're like doing this Kickstarter thing hardcore, and I think they're doing a great job of it. So I'm excited to see the game, even though I know it's just going to be like light family fun. I'm just excited about there being a Trogdor cooperative board game. So
Yeah.
because you know the strong bads.
The strong bads. Yep.
Yeah.
Any other? I mean, I could keep going, but
I also have plenty. So
all right, Matt, let's go. Let's do this, Matt. Come on.
Yeah, go on.
I'm excited. Back a game called Project L, which is basically sort of kind of like Tetris in that you have these little pieces that you're trying to make a design on a card in front of you with basically Tetris pieces. And when you do those, you unlock more sort of pieces to your tableau. And I don't know, it just looks really fun. It looks very much my style of just build things, play with things.
Okay.
So I'm pretty pumped for that. I don't know. It might not be for everybody, but I can definitely tell it is for me.
Yeah.
And that's really all I care about.
Well, you're the one buying it, and so that's what matters. Is it something that you want to spend your money on?
Yeah. And then I'll just force everybody else to play it and make them suffer through it if they don't like it.
Boom! I love it. I feel like that's going to work very effectively.
100% of the time.
Yeah. We'll be so into it, no memes will happen. Yeah.
Man, even when we're in the games, memes are happening over here.
They're happening right now. You can't see me looking at them.
Nice. He's typing.
There you go.
Making them.
I am.
Somebody's got to fill those big shoes Tim left behind.
That's awesome.
I am also excited for. I have a couple of space games coming in. I am excited for Chronicle X. Chronicle X was actually supposed to come in last year, but Chronicle X is a board game where it is to me it's almost like a re-theme of XCOM, the board game. But just a little bit better. And maybe, I don't know if it has a timer or anything like that, but you guys are working together to stop the monsters and things like that. And it's more mini-based and stuff like that. So I'm very excited to get this one to the table. I think it'll be a lot of fun to give it a shot, give it a go. And plus the miniatures. The miniatures in this game just look absolutely cool. It just looks fun to me. It almost looks like Duke Nukem meets meets board games, but not as raunchy as Duke Nukem, but still like the style of Duke Nukem in a way, if that makes sense.
It's like a space dungeon crawl.
Yeah, because I don't have enough dungeon crawlers, even though I just sold another one.
I was about to say, no, I mean, you don't like those kind of games at all.
I love those kind of games.
I know.
That's my
super sarcasm.
Yeah, that's my problem. That's my problem. Anyway, that's another one I'm excited for.
Yeah, man. We'll see. It technically doesn't come out this year. It technically comes out next year, but the Horizon Zero Dawn game was cool. But
Zero Dawn?
2020.
Yes.
Yeah.
The PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looked really cool.
See, Assassin's Creed also looks really good to me. That's one that I'm mad I didn't back.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
You could have got that gigantic extra clock tower that I have no clue what it actually does in the game.
You never played the video game?
I know it has the video game is like stuff, but it's just a giant mini of a clock tower.
Hey, Matt, Zero Dawn doesn't come out until 2020?
Whoa.
That's what it says on the Kickstarter page, is March of 2020.
Womp womp.
What?
Well, I'm going to talk about an expansion for
Okay.
a game that I love. Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea Pestilence. Even though I've technically already played it. I love that game, and I love Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea. And more people should play it, because I feel like because there's just such a big break in between, like when the releases of these Kickstarters came out, I feel like the first one didn't get as much hype as it should have, even though I was telling everybody to back it. It didn't listen. But then now the second one came out, and everybody backed that, but they don't have their hands on it yet. So I'm excited to see what happens to Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea, and Pestilence, and come play it with me at Dice Tower West and on the cruise and every other Dice Tower. It'll be fun.
Or come play with us at our small local cons. Booyah.
Rob, have you played your copy yet? You should.
Of what?
Heroes?
Heroes of Land, Air, and Sea?
Do you still have it?
Yeah, I still have it. Now I need to keep it. I was thinking about selling it, and then you moved.
Yeah, you definitely
I was like,
it.
you know, why? You know, not that I wanted to sell it just to get rid of it, but I was just like, it was. You were the reason. You were the reason why I got rid of my War of the Ring game, and now I may have to buy. May have to buy that back.
Just get the collector's edition. It's only like $1 bajillion.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. Anyway.
I think Ambi's neighbor has the collector's edition. Just ask where her neighbor is and just go get it. No, I'm just kidding.
We'll see.
Yeah, man.
Good times.
All right, we ready for the next question?
Yeah,
it's 10 o'clock. We're only on the second question.
We're going to have to blitz through some of these. Are there any mechanics or trends you think will be big in 2019?
Yeah, man. Unique games. It already started last year. I think it's going to continue.
Do you think other people are going to be able to figure out how to make the computer algorithms?
I just think Fantasy Flight's going to keep pushing it, and I think if it does well enough, I think Asmodee is going to pick it up and be like, "Hey, all these other game companies that we own, can we just put this into whatever you're making? That'd be great. Thanks."
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of work that goes into that, but then also I guess you set the computers up and then they kind of do their thing, right? So
yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah. So it's like in theory you could set it up to where it would only need slight tweaking to sort of get the rules and all of that stuff down. But I don't know.
Nice.
My thing was similar. I thought digital games or app assistants will be more of a big deal. Where apps teach you how to play the board games now, because we as humans are getting lazy and don't want to read the rule book because words are hard. Mm-hmm. But if you speak them to us, we can understand. So, yeah. That's my thing. Boom.
I'm thinking we'll probably see. I mean, it's crazy how many campaign-based games we have now, but I keep seeing more and more of these like campaign games. Like everybody wanted to do like the legacy thing, but I think the next thing is like campaign games that people are still doing. And campaign games have been around for a long time, but it's like it's all these games that I never actually have time to play. It makes me sad because they all look so good. So, but yeah,
I would like to get in some campaign games. And that's what I'm hoping that they do with Night of the Living Dead. Zombie side thing, because I know some people that like if we dedicated like one day a month to like play the game, like we could all get together type of a thing. But I want the campaign to be like really cool to justify it. Oh man.
All
right, next question.
Are there any gaming goals that you want to set for yourself in 2019?
Yes. Play the games that I buy.
There we go. That's it.
That's the big one.
Nice.
Man, because our 2020 Kickstarter or our 2020 look back when we look at 2019, Matt and I are going to be like, bro, these games that came out in 2017, 2018 were legit. You know, because we won't even get to our 2019 collection by then.
Yeah,
we're gonna be like, bro, those games are awesome. Did you guys play this that came out?
Everybody's gonna be like, oh yeah, that's so last year.
Like, oh my god, did you guys ever play Dixit? How have we missed this?
Bro, Dixit is yeah. So yeah, I just want to play the games that I buy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
For me, I just relocated to a new area, and I went to game night, and everybody was playing Euro games, which is fine. But I know everybody is telling me there's a bunch of rumored that there's a lot of thematic gamers in the area. I have to like bring them all together, and I want to start getting like a group of people to play the crazy thematic games that I like to play.
You should start a meetup board game group, but it's like in your description of your group, like we don't play Euros unless it's Champions of Midgard or this.
So there's a like Dice Tower like Miami South meetup group that like meets every Tuesday. I'm gonna have a meetup group that meets the exact same time, except it's just like the epic Dice Tower meetup, the actual good meetup. No, I'm just kidding.
You just go there. You have a sign for those who don't want to push cubes. This corner.
Exactly.
Right.
The reason that they're not going is because they see the brown cardboard and the cubes, and they're just not as impressed as they could be, you know. So that they stop coming. So I'm trying to bring them back. I'm just kidding.
I know we're like hating on Euros right now, but I really, 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 really still want to play Brass. Like that's just one of those things where it just looks so good,
hey,
and
at least it doesn't have a brown board and just brown cubes.
No, the board is gorgeous. Like even if the game's okay, I'll be like, nope, that game was great. Because to me, it's one of the most pretty games, one of the most well done artwork games out there. And so I want to get that one to the table, man. Like I'm not saying I'm becoming a Euro gamer, but like if they look like that, I'll be like, yeah, like let's.
I mean, the thing is, there are really good Euros. Like Great Western Trail for me is like a really good game. Like it's got so much stuff in it. You're not just like, oh look, I'm pushing cubes. You're like, nah, I'm building stuff. I'm moving cows, trying to do hand management.
Is Pioneer Days a Euro game?
I mean, somewhat.
Because like,
kind of.
Right? Like you're trying to create this machine to have your wagons to get you all
like
that stuff.
I feel like it's a Euro game in the same sense that like Century is a Euro game, where it's like you're doing this thing, but it's not like a normal Euro game where you're like, okay, cool, and turns take forever, and the game's like 9 hours long.
Well, see, that's what I liked about your Pioneer Days is the turns didn't take long, and I just felt like the theme and everything worked really well. Like that's one of the things that like a Euro game. If I'm playing a Euro game, could this game work with any other theme? To me, that's not very exciting, right? But like Pioneer Days, I imagine, you know, given enough time, I could think of other themes you could slap on it. But I really liked it where, all right, you had your characters and you have your wagons and you're trying to go do your stuff. Like to me, it all kind of
actually do the things.
Yeah, it had background, it had some meat, you know, some flavor to it. And
I actually really enjoy a game, like my favorite games have definite Euro elements mixed with lots of theme. Like Champions of Midgard, or like that sounds awesome too. It's like, oh yeah, you're really actually trying to do this stuff where you're trying to move your people across the country and trying to make sure your people don't get hurt or make sure your cattle are fine. I don't know. It seems cool when it actually integrates well, you know.
Like even Terraforming Mars to me, that's a pretty heavy Euro game. Now to Eurogamers, that's probably like, oh, that's nothing. You know, but to me, that's a heavy Euro game because you are literally building a machine and pushing cubes. But I love the theme because that theme makes sense. You need this corporation because it is going to be corporations that do inhabit Mars first because they're going to be the ones paying for all this stuff. And you need to go ahead and like do these things to make Mars habitable. That makes sense to me. But what was it? Panamax or the one about the I think Stronghold Games did it. It's the Panama Canal one, but they called it Panamax or something like that. Like, that does absolutely nothing for me. Like, how much cargo can I get on my ship to get through the Panama Canal? I could give a flying rip. And I like Stronghold Games, but I'm just using that game as an example. Like, I don't give a care in the world about that because
Listen, logistics are real. That's a real theme. It just might not be a fun
there are a lot of
game.
people that like that stuff, and that's good for them. But like for me, if you try to get me to play a Euro like that, I'll play once to be nice, but that's not really what I'm into. And and granted, we were playing with Kent and we were playing with Courtney, and Courtney is one of the sweetest people ever meet in your life. And we were playing with Matt, and we just got in a character. We had fun. Like I like games,
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm repeating myself, but what was the question?
Well, another goal for me for 2019, I actually got a 3D printer for Christmas that I haven't actually even built yet. One of my goals is to actually learn how to use it and learn how to build like inserts and a bunch of different stuff. There's a ton of projects that are in my head that I really want to build that are board game based. And also try to like maybe make some content with the printer as well, like I don't know, how-to videos or talking about the experience of building things with a 3D printer and how to use it for board games. Because there's tons of inserts you can make, there's tons of components you can make. I'd love to make like a 3D dungeon to replace like the dungeon tiles out of like Wiz War and stuff like that. There's so much stuff you could use it for, so yeah, and you can make tons of minis and stuff too. It's crazy because there's actually several people that have made like the entire monster manual for D&D that are free files, like free STL files that you can use on a 3D printer. And there's a guy that I've been watching a lot of his videos that he just talks about like how to best use it and how to use these printers to make D&D stuff. So I'm excited to see what to do, even though I know there's probably going to be a huge learning curve and it'll take a lot of work. But hey, new gaming hobby, I guess, that is not directly board gaming, but can be used to make board game things.
So you're going to be making Epic Gaming Night meeples that we can now pass out at cons and
I
stuff?
really want to learn how to do the design part of it too. Matt might have more experience with that. I feel like I could make graphic designs type stuff, like flat things.
That
or,
could
like,
be one of our
tokens.
like scavenger hunt things, like find this meeple.
The upside about 3D printing is that it's a bit forgiving, considering the tech isn't so far along yet that everything's super smooth and polished like you would get it if you got it at a factory. So it can be very forgiving if your sculpt isn't like super. It doesn't have to be that detailed because it can sort of work off of what you're doing a little bit more.
I mean, I don't think I'd be able to specifically model a meeple that looked like Rob because I can't draw. That's sort of my problem. But,
Well, and how can you recreate this?
I know, right? The problem is there's so much thing like we don't. I mean, there's liability issues if we had meeples that handsome. I mean, honestly.
It's like
Accidents
Black
would happen.
Friday, people rushing in, pushing people down.
Oh no, there would definitely be fights over not just who gets to play with my meeple, but marriages would end. It would be. Don't do it, Roy. For the world, don't do it.
For the world. Oh, this is good. Good time.
Good stuff.
Anyway, what else are we talking about here?
What cons are we hoping to attend in 2019?
Some
Did I
of
say
them.
kinds?
No,
Oh,
you said
dictation.
kinds,
Dictation.
but I know what you meant.
There
We
we go.
speak Roy.
I thought that you meant to say what kinds of cons are you hoping to attend.
That's
so I was just
supposed
like,
to be
I just
cons.
omitted the word. That's
Okay,
fine.
I was literally, when these got typed up, I was watching my kids at a park down the street. So I was just talking into my phone, and that's what iPhone spit out. That's
Yeah, I was gonna say I've always assumed that you use text to speech because sometimes there's just a word that's just like whoop, and I'm like, that seems like a text to speech thing.
It is.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah. Dice
hey,
Tower Con,
cons.
Mega Moose Con. I hope to go to Mini Mace.
Yeah.
We were talking about in chat. We'll just see. It all just depends. One that I would like to go to this year, depending on my schedule and where and what's going on. PAX Unplugged.
Oh,
Same.
that's so good.
That's what I was gonna say too.
And I think
really-
I'll like PAX Unplugged more than Gen Con. And here's why. Gen Con will have already been done. And so I'll be able to buy those games at PAX Unplugged where there won't be just 10 copies and we're all fighting. Maybe. But I don't know. For some reason, PAX Unplugged, And plus, I haven't really ever been in Philly. I've driven through the area, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It'd be great to go get a Philly cheesesteak and just hang out. And
Yeah, man.
I've heard good things. 2 years in a row, it's becoming becoming a big one, and so it's that's one I'd rather go to that than Origins. So plus because I want to like tour the city. I love history, and so like some major
yeah.
things happened in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For those that don't
And
know.
you can reenact the Rocky stuff of running up the stairs and everything.
No, see, that's like I'm not gonna run. So I may go up there and just like throw my hand up in the air, like yeah, and like spritz my face with some water,
I can't do it.
like I did it or something. But no, I'm going for the food and the history and the board games and stuff like that.
Dude, like
Literally the only reason I get mini cons.
Chinatown in Philadelphia. There are so many. Like every 2 steps, there's an amazing restaurant. Like,
It's awesome.
It's insane. Like there's so much like really good like Asian cuisine you can get there. It's like really good.
I love that, and I love lo mein. If we were to do a top 10 foods, lo mein is probably a top 5 for me.
Nice.
And so yeah, anywhere that serves good lo mein, I'll eat it just about every day.
Oh man,
And that's why I look the way that I look.
And then they feel all too well. Man, when I went there, we went for breakfast at this like Cuban restaurant that like you could just go in, and it was like I think it was like $26 or $30, but it was just an all-you-could-eat buffet, and they had like crab cake, eggs Benedict, and like all sorts of just crazy, awesome stuff in there, and I was just like, this is great. I just want to be back here, and then plus we got to stop in and look at the Liberty Bell because we passed it on the way from the hotel.
See, I'm so excited at that. Like that's what gets me pumped. Liberty Bell, going to Independence Hall, seeing all that other kind of stuff. Like bro, like be Nicolas Cage for a day. Find the underground cavern, get all that gold and treasure, and then have some weird, creepy FBI dude be like, "Hey man, my father was a Templar," and blah blah blah. And it's like, get out of my face. That's my money, you know. But anyway.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
Anyway, so that's the cons I'm trying to attend, or I'm hoping to attend.
Matt, which ones did you say you were trying to do?
Literal ditto from the exact same thing Rob's trying to do.
Dice Tower, PAX
I
Unplugged,
wouldn't-
and local stuff?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind going to Gen Con only for the Ghost Pepper cheese sticks at that one,
Nice.
because those are so good.
They are worth driving.
I think about them at least once a month. I'll talk to Hector and I'm like, man, you remember those cheese sticks? And he's like, yeah, man. I'm like, it's good times.
That's awesome.
That was such. Here's part of the reason why I don't want to go back to Gen Con. I don't know if we could ever top that experience.
That was a great week.
That was a great con, and that was like Brandon Pleshik's also like last big con too.
Yeah.
And I just remember we were sitting in the lobby, and I was waiting for our room, and Hector came down and sat down and slept right beside me for a good 30 plus minutes. And the videos we were making at night, and the Secret Hitler, and the Emerson yelling, and like the awesome thigh rub that you'd get after walking all over the place, but you kept going because there was like the cheesesteaks and other things. Like at one point on the inside, I was crying because I was like, this hurts so bad. Like, this hurts so bad. Please stop. But I'm getting better at that now. You know, like baby powder and stuff works. But anyway,
Get the gold bond in the blue bottle.
Good stuff.
I guess I'll pretty much add anything that's like named Dice Tower.
Shut up. Nobody cares.
But I'm not going to go to anything too crazy. I think they're probably going to have me go to Gen Con, but I don't know about PAX Unplugged, which makes me sad, but I hope that PAX Unplugged happens. Derek was at PAX Unplugged this year, so hopefully I can go to PAX Unplugged.
Oh, yeah. You're not going to go to anything too crazy. You're about to get on a freaking cruise ship. Hey, guys. Yeah, I don't know what cons I'm going to go to. Hopefully I can go to Gen Con, even though I do leave this weekend for a cruise on just board games, you know. But I guess it's not a con because they're technically not selling anything, but there may be a couple venders, you know. We'll see.
There's going to be a bunch of like publishers that are there, like just enjoying the cruise too.
Just like let us have our moment Just yes, Roy.
Rob's gonna make everybody hate me. Thanks, Rob.
No, I'm not. No, you know what's gonna make everybody hate you? Because you're like, you literally just said, guys, I don't know if I'm gonna go to anything crazy this year.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I'm not gonna
What?
go to Essen or UK Games Expo or anything crazy.
Oh. You're not going to Europe this year. Maybe next year if they
I was like,
keep
I'm
you
not
on
leaving
board.
the country this time. We're only doing the U.S. tour.
Yeah.
Hey, in March I am
guys.
going to PAX West, so that should be fun.
Yeah, you're going out to Vegas. Yeah. Oh man, like, be quiet. Like
It's
if you're
gonna-
if your crazy is now international travels, screw you, bro. I'm hoping to go to Philadelphia. I'm hoping to go 8 hours north. You're awesome.
I know. Tom was all like, "What was it? Like, you know, you're not going to be able to go to all the cons that we go to when you do this." I'm just like, I mean, my wife thanks you because I'm pretty sure she'd be like, they go to cons like every weekend during the summer, basically. So it's like so
Yeah.
but yeah, good times.
So anyway, do you have any predictions for the upcoming year? I've got a couple.
I think that CMON's gonna come out with some big games and bounce back. That's a pretty safe bet, though. I'm hoping they're gonna announce like the next title in the whole
But they didn't have like a
trilogy.
terrible.
Yeah. They just didn't have. They didn't have the next, like, they didn't. It wasn't Rising Sun money, you know.
Yeah, they didn't have the other year of unprecedented growth.
Yeah. Well, and also imagine all of the stuff that they spent money on that counted against their profit this year.
Right.
I mean, they're now in Asia. They're now in South America. They're still in the U.S. You know, like.
And CMON Expo is just like, hey, just come have the CMON party.
Yeah, and so it's just you know, like that costs a lot of money to open up all that kind of stuff and to be in those different areas, and so of course it's going to count against your overall gain. But anyway, like I think CMON's going to be just fine. So, do you have any predictions, Matt, for this year?
I think it'll be a good year. That's it.
That's swell.
That's
Here I have a couple of predictions. I believe some companies, and not so much the company because I don't think the company can, but I believe designers and certain people within Asmodee will leave to go start their own studio again. At least that's what I'm hoping for. I'm believing this mammoth that we call Asmodee is going to start crumbling within, and I think some people are going to go back out and maybe they weren't company owners before, but now they'll branch off to start their own company so they can get their product out when they want it out and provide for the people that they used to be able to do so. And so I'm seeing the monopoly. I'm predicting the monopoly start to crumble away a little bit this year. Also with the fact, who else can they buy outside of each other? Like, I don't know who else, you know. So anyway, that's my prediction. And hope. Yeah.
yeah, man.
Boom. So, Darth, we don't know what you're talking about.
I like that he's cheese-based, though. It's pretty solid.
Yeah.
That's really all I hope for Christmas is a cheese-based board game.
Bro. What is one game you have to get back to the table in 2019?
What's one game you had to get back to the table in 2019?
Yep.
I recently had Battlestar Galactica on one of my want-to-play lists. Like, I really wanted to take Battlestar Galactica to Cabin Con and make it happen, just because I know that you guys would have loved that.
I brought it.
Like, that would have been amazing, just because I love that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to buy your Exodus expansion.
I'm hoping I get to play that soon. And dude, have you seen how much like the Battlestar Galactica stuff's selling for online? It's just
Bro, you
stupid.
should mail me the Exodus expansion and we'll talk about that. I'll take that in payment for some of the real estate stuff that I've done. Um,
Rob's
because
like, ha, 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 I'm serious.
I sort of am. Like, I would not argue that if that was, we won't have to put in the paperwork because I don't think the bank would understand that. But I'd be like, what's an Exodus? What? Excuse me? What? Yeah. So anyway. So, Battlestar Galactica. Anything else?
Oh man, so many. I have to
I've
get
got two.
I have to get War of the Ring back to the table. And I have no clue. Like I literally don't know anybody down here that I can currently play it with. But
Does Sam not like it?
Sam enjoys the Battle of the Five Armies more because he doesn't like the political intrigue that there is in War of the Ring. He doesn't like that it's one-sided, that the good guys are like at such a disadvantage militarily. And I'm like, have you read the books? Like I say it to
Have you
his
seen
face.
the movies?
Yeah,
Yeah.
me and Hunter Thompson, who's from Family Showdown, were like, "Come on, Sam!" Like it was literally me and Hunter and Sam, and me and Hunter were like ganging up on Sam, being like, "It's great. What's wrong with you?" But yeah, it's fun. But yeah, I gotta find somebody down here that wants to sit around for multiple hours to play War of the Ring, and hopefully I can get them to the point where they want to play with all the expansions because I have them all, and
That's the best way to play it now.
I think it's really cool with all that stuff mixed in.
Yeah.
So, I love that game,
And it doesn't
I
really
play more.
add more playtime to the game, but it definitely adds more options, which I think makes the game
that
better.
might actually be like a thing that Sam would be interested in because when you add like the ints and a bunch of other things, it definitely gives the humans a little bit of an
Yeah.
ability to fight back. So,
Yeah. I want to get Game of Thrones to the table in 2019, but more specifically with the Mother of Dragons expansion. So it's not like a new. I mean, it is sort of new because I haven't played with the Mother of Dragons expansion yet. I'm still waiting for the playmat to come out, so cool stuff will ship my order because everything else that's in my order is in stock. But I just put it all at like ship when it's all ready, and the playmat is still not in.
Now I'm disappointed because like the Mother of Dragons, like I was like, I'm really excited about the expansion, but I have no need to buy it because I'll just play it with Rob whenever he gets it. I was like, yes, I'm just gonna play the Mother of Dragons with Rob, and this was my thought, like pre like knowing
Pre-Thanksgiving.
Pre-Thanksgiving. I was like, and we were hoping he was gonna come out by like Cabin Con or whatever. And we're like, yeah, let's play it, and now that's just been crushed, and I guess I have to buy the expansion now because. I mean, unless we play it at
You
Dice
can go buy it
Tower
right now. Lee had a copy of it when I was in or he who shall not be named had a copy of it when I was in Arkansas.
We should like go online and get a group of like people that want to play it at Dice Tower Con and like make it a plan to play.
Oh no, see, I'm not even worried about that. I'm gonna play with those other guys that I played with last year when we played our custom 9-player 6-hour game.
Oh
Man,
yeah.
that's-
But I want to message the guy. I still have his number because we texted for a while after the fact. I want to see if he's played it with the new Mother of Dragons expansions and if they'll add any of that dragon stuff to their game.
Gotcha.
But their map was like huge.
It's
Yeah.
it's not as good, or they didn't do it right, or whatever.
Well, we'll see.
Or they'll be
You know
like,
what?
Christian
I also
Peterson
want to get
totally
back
ripped
to
us
the table.
off.
Maybe, but I'm still gonna play it. You know what? I'm also excited, or I'm not excited, but you know what? I want to get back to the table.
What's that?
I'll give you a guess. I'll give you $10 if you can
Champions
guess.
of Midgard.
Nope.
No, man.
Oh, Zombie Side. You already said you wanted to play it, but
Nope. Root. I want to give Root another chance.
really,
Huh.
everybody keeps saying how good it is. So
Everyone keeps saying how good it is, and maybe I just had a bad experience with the phenomenal teacher. I just was having a bad day.
I was about to say I just played the teacher.
But I don't know, man. I want to give it a shot. I want to give it a shot. Again, just everybody's liking it, and so anyway, that's my two that I want to get back to the table.
What about you, Matt?
I really want to play Champions of Midgard.
Nice.
Haven't played it in a while. I want to play Charterstone, but I think we might do that this weekend.
Nice.
Just because I want to finish it. And then I really, really, really want to play Hell Hydra again, because that game is...
That game was dope. If you guys want to play, because I could see playing with like AJ and Hector and Ryan and all, I could see that being silly. Let me know. I'll do what I can to be there for that.
I bet that's in the Dice Tower library. I need to try to like find and play that with people, like this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good.
Yep.
I mean, you guys have hyped it up so much at this point. It better be.
It's so much fun, man.
Prepare for disappointment. That's what.
I love Marvel though, and just the thought of having this cool.
I don't think you'd be disappointed. I think the only thing that could ruin it for you, Roy, is the people that you play it with.
I gotta make sure I get the right group.
Well, you got to get people that like. Okay, the one thing that we have going for our
Battlestar Galactica.
You need people that are okay with yelling at each other and having fun,
right.
And like cannot wear their sleeves on their emotions. Like, I'm not yelling at you because I don't like you. I'm yelling at you because I think you're Hydra and you need to go to jail, or the hot spot down below. Like, that's why I'm yelling at you.
Nice.
And so, like, you know, sometimes when you play with people, they take it too literal. Like, wow, they're really mad at me. No, we're not. And so you got to discover all those brand new people. Anyway, that's what I think.
Yeah.
Hype. Well, our last thing is that we want to say thank you so much to all of our amazing listeners as we. I mean, I know we had an episode last time, but start of the new year. You guys are all so amazing. I know we were off and on a little bit in December while everything was shaking up, but thanks everybody for sticking around. Y'all are the best, and y'all are the reason we do this. And we're super excited for this coming year. Hang out with you guys at cons, seeing you guys at all sorts of different stuff. Stick around. We're gonna have lots of exciting things coming up. So
yeah, it's gonna be pumped. But can we talk about somebody special for just a second?
Who are
you talking?
What are we talking about?
Now, we're talking about. Well, I don't want. I want to say this person is larger than life, right? But I think if I did that, that would make this person. I don't know if that's adequate enough, right? I don't know if that's an accurate description of this person, because I don't know if it's big enough to represent who this person is to us, to represent how amazing this person is to us. It's as if like Emerson Matsuuchi and Isaac Vega had a love child, and that love child grew up and married Corey Konieczka, and then that love child married.
That's going to be one crazy looking baby.
Bro, that's going to be ugly. But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. It wouldn't, though. It wouldn't. You know why? Because that love child would be Corey Small. And Corey Small has the ability to make ugly things look good. Corey Small has the ability to make poop on a stick edible and enjoyable. I felt really bad saying that. Should not have said that. I don't know why I just said that. Corey Small, like, what I'm trying to say is that you are so amazing. You can make a bad situation a great situation. That's what I'm trying to say, and I appreciate you. And you know what? If you cancel your Patreon because I just said that, I understand it. I'm sorry about it. But we thank you so much. You are amazing, and you're awesome. And Corey, you mean the world to me, and I just feel like really bad on the inside, like right now.
That was
but anyway,
hilarious.
I feel like how Matt felt after we did the couples episode, and he's like, I'm alone. That's how I feel. But you know what makes me feel better? Thinking that Corey Small loves me and he forgives me. You know what? I feel better now. knowing that if I was talking to like anybody else, right?
Like
If I was
turned
talking,
into a sermon.
Corey, your forgiveness, your mercy, your grace, you are a true hero, sir. You are a true amazing hero, and we appreciate you. And for the slight, simple, beautiful person that you are, you appreciate the beauty that's in a rose. You are that rose, sir. You are Corey Small. Amen.
Amen.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, everybody that supports us on Patreon. If you want to support us and maybe get your own shout out as well, make sure to check us out at patreon.com/Epic Gaming Night. You're all the best. Make sure to tune into Epic Gaming Night as the year goes along. Hey, maybe we'll get to go to a couple cons together and have a couple scavengers.
Roy will be at all of them, just not any of the international ones. So it's going to be a low con year for him this year.
Listen, I'm not going to Gamma. I'm not going to Origins.
That you know of yet. That could change.
Oh, whatever.
Just make yourself instrumental and you'll be everywhere.
Or somebody accidentally gets sick after they met up with Roy and there's like, oh, there's an opening. So-and-so can't make it now. Roy's like, I'm there. Oh, you've already got the room and a badge for me? Okay, I'm there. I don't know what he ate in his burrito this morning that I made for him, but I'm there.
Hashtag plane tickets.
Right.
But yeah. And we missed having our D&D session. Don't forget what's happening in the story. Adam will have to do real good on our recap when we come back, but super excited to pick back up. That's another thing that I really want to do more of is play more D&D, but I don't know.
I just know I am so excited for when we get back because all the amazing bounty, wonderful stuff that's just going to happen to T for reasons that the DM now knows for pushing vehicles and stuff. Like, you guys may be a level 4 now. I think I'm going to be like a level 10. And my strength modifier is just going to be plus 20.
How many XP is a goblin worth? And how many goblins did we kill? I mean, how many goblins did you kill? How many goblins were inside that thing we killed?
And
bro, I really...
And they're worth 1 XP apiece.
And there were thousands of goblins, so he's got thousands of XP.
So we might get at least a level.
No, we're supposed to be level 4. In fact, I need to meet up with everybody or with Adam or something one night and do the whole leveling thing. But for side personal reasons, like stuck on a highway personal reasons, I really feel like my character should be like a level 7 or 8.
Nice.
Anyway, we'll see.
Yeah, man.
We'll see.
Awesome.
I just had a heart attack. I can't push the car reasons.
I mean, everybody has their excuses.
Bro, the worst part is like later
Some
on when he videotaped a part and he's just like laughing. He said it's like a third of a level. Jerk. Oh, man. Anyway,
Awesome.
no, I'm excited.
Well, thanks everybody for joining us. We stream these Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time at youtube.com/Epic Gaming Night. It's definitely been a blast, so thanks everybody for hanging out with us, and thanks everybody in chat, and hopefully we'll see you on the next one.
Yeah.
Peace.
Bye.
Bye-bye.